Okay, share my screen with you. I just need your attention to understand the story that we are going to talk about today. In this unit, I told you before, if you have listened, I wish that you have listened to the recorded session that I have posted yesterday on your LMS. We are going to study one of the famous epics of a poet called Homer. Homer is a Greek poet, and he wrote a story named the Story of Troy. Story of Troy is Troy is the name of a city. Fine. So he wrote the story of Troy in two parts. The first part called the Iliad, and the second part called Odysseus. We are going to study Odysseus, but in order to study Odysseus, we have to understand what happened in the Iliad. What happened? What led to the story of Odysseus? Type. Do you know who is Odysseus first? Do you know who is Odysseus? No one, right? Right. Let me do something first. God just started to punish him in his way back home. So now Odysseus has won the battle, and now he's supposed to go back home. Where? Let's just write his name first. So Odysseus was going back home to his city. After his victory of opening the doors of Troy. Because gods were very angry of him, so they punished him. How? By making him meet a lot of obstacles in his way, a lot of difficulties in his way, that made him spend 10 years again in going back. He's going back home. The name of his home was, the name of the city, it was Ithaca. Fine. Type. What did he meet? Okay, he met first, to change the color, yes. He met around 1, 2, 3, 4. He met 4 obstacles. 1, 2, 3, 4, till he reached home. What are they? The first one, he met something called the lotus eater. The second thing, he met something called the cyclope, like a giant. And then the third one, he met something called the deadly sirens. You know what the meaning of sirens? Do you know what the meaning of sirens? Hello?
No.
Okay, do you know the ambulance? What is the ambulance? The ambulance that takes sick people to hospital.
Yes.
Yes, when the ambulance want to pass quickly, what does it do? They open a siren to give like
yes,
yes,
I know.
the siren. This is a very noisy sound to let the, it's not a normal one, it's giving like an alert, or to give a sign for the people who are driving to a space for them to just move quickly. So the sirens here were deadly. Okay, and finally something called the sea monster. His name is Scylla. The name of the monster is Scylla. I wrote it wrong. Okay. Great. So he met all those 4 difficulties in his way back home that make him spend 10 years in his way back at home. One of them also, he in the middle, he went to a place named the Land of the Dead in order to ask the god there how to cross all these obstacles in order to go back to his home. Right. Did you understand the outline of the story? How did it started? Right. The
Yes.
first part that I told you again, the first part of this epic that Homer wrote, and to remind you again, the epic is a story written in a form of a poem. A story written in a form of a poem. Homer wrote the story named The Story of Troy, but he divided into 2 parts. The first part named the Iliad, and the Iliad talks about the Trojan War. This is the first part where the story of Paris meeting Helen, and then they both of them run away, and then the king of Sparta sending the army to bring his wife back, and all these details of the work are mentioned in the Iliad, where he mentioned the Trojan War, where we have this wooden horse. The second part of the story of Troy is named the Odyssey. And the Odyssey speak about the story of Odysseus going back to his home. But the gods were angry of him, so they punished him by letting him meet a lot of difficulties in his way. This is the second part of the story that we are going to study, which named the Odyssey, which tells about the story of Odysseus, one of the warriors who was part of the war against Troy. What are these 4 things? If you open the epic itself, which you find it on page 561, named the Odyssey, you will find we have names. Those names are the names of the obstacles that he has met. You will find the lotus eater, you will find the cyclops, you will find the deadly sirens. Every one of them is taken, is mentioned or in details in each part. That's it. Any question about this part before we start?
No, miss.
Is it clear for you all, time?
For me, it's clear. Yeah.
Thank you for your yes. For me, it's clear. Okay. Let's bring this down. No need it, and we open this. Fine. So let's talk in details again. And again, who is Homer? This is the author of the epic that we are going to read it. What is the epic again? A story written in a form of a long story, not only a short story, it's a long story written in a form of a poem. Homer is a legendary author, and he wrote, as I told you, the Iliad and the Odyssey, 2 epic poems that are central work of ancient Greek literature. It means that all people has taken those 2 epic poems as a model for the writing during this time. Okay, the Iliad, as I told you, this is the first part of the Troy story. It's he speaks about the Trojan War that spent 10 years siege or surrounding the city of Troy. who was doing this, some Greek kingdoms, they union together and they start their fighting. Why they were doing this? Because they wanted to bring Helen, the wife of the Sparta's king, back to her home. Who participated in this war? We have Agamemnon. This is the Sparta's king brother, Achilles, one of the warriors, and Odysseus. Okay. The second part of the Troy, or the second epic poem, is the Odyssey, and it focuses on the other 10 years journey home of Odysseus. In his way going back home, the 10 years that he spent going to his kingdom of Ithaca after the fall of Troy, after his victory of making Troy to fall down. This is one of the covers of the Odyssey, and here this is one of the story or the difficulties that he met. If you remember, I told you he met 4 obstacles or 4 difficulties. This is the sea monster. This is the sea monster that he met in his journey. Okay, let's start by the Odyssey, and as usual, we start by mentioning the summary. But before the summary, let's go to the book to just read the background again. You'll find it on page, I told you, 559. Are you opening your book? Are you opening your book?
Yes.
Okay, open it and hold your pen in your hand, because you are going to write the meaning of some words here. So someone wants to read the first part? Does someone want to read the first part? Yeah, should I raise my hand? Someone wants to read the first part?
Me?
Your sound seems to me that you don't want to do anything, but it's okay. You're gone.
Okay. In the Iliad.
It's
Iliad.
yes. This is a high
Homer.
I. Yes.
Okay.
Who's Homer?
Homer.
Who's Homer?
Miss 1 minute.
Homer, I remind you,
Sound not
Homer,
clear.
the author,
The
one.
internet is not good.
You can't hear me?
The internet is not good.
Okay, Homer is the author, the one who wrote Iliad and Odysseus. This is the author, the writer himself. Are you going to continue?
Yes.
Are you going to continue reading, or you have a problem?
I'll try.
Okay.
Homer focuses on the final year of the Trojan War in the Odyssey. He tells what happened to one of the key warriors after the war.
Yes, let me explain this again. He said that he's mentioning the 2 epic that he wrote, Iliad and Odyssey. In the Iliad, he focuses on what the final year of the Trojan War. What is the Trojan War? Where they brought the wooden horse and they left it in front of the doors, and they making like an ambush for the Trojan who were inside Troy. Fine, and all the details of the war itself, and how it was brutal and savage till they make Troy to fall down. This is the Iliad. What about the Odyssey, the second part of his story? The Odyssey tells what happened to one of the key warriors. What is his name? What is the name of those key warriors? Odysseus. One of the key warriors. We said there were 3 key warriors. One of them was Odysseus, the one who brought out the idea of the wooden horse. So in his way back home, has been told in one of the second epic of Homer, named the Odyssey, and it tells how he, in his journey, all the difficulties that he met. Why did he meet difficulties? Because gods were so angry of him. To remind you again, the Greek people, they believe that there are many gods, and every god is responsible for some parts. Some of them are connected to the nature. Some of them are connected to the human aspects, like love, hate, bride, different things. Okay, let's tell the story here. Thank you, Noor, right? Someone else want to read? Does someone else want to read? No. What about the girls? يعني? The first time to find out that the girls are not here. Hello there, girls? No one? No one? Oh my gosh. Right, okay. It begins with a strife. So, a strife here, the word strife, it means struggle. The word strife means a struggle. It means a struggle. According to the legend, the Trojan War began with the Eris, goddess of strife, the god of struggle, brought among the gods of a golden apple. There were three gods. We have Hera, we have Athena, and we have the Aphrodite. Those were three gods. Eris brought to them a golden apple among them, and the golden apple inscribed or was written on her to the first one. So Hera, Athena, and Aphrodite, all of them, what are going to do? They are going to, of course, fight to take this apple. All of them wanted the apple. They asked Paris. Do you remember who was Paris? Paris is the son of the king of Troy. Paris, the son of king of Troy, the city that has fallen in the war. They asked Paris, son of the king of Troy, to decide which of them deserved it. They asked him to choose which one of them. Each tried to bribe him. The bribe, it means to persuade someone to do something illegal by giving him a gift or money. So they tried to bribe him. What did they do? Hera, for example, offered him a power. Athena offered him wisdom. Aphrodite, the world's most beautiful woman, offered him the most beautiful woman in the world. By the way, I'm telling you how did Paris meet Helen. The beginning of the story itself. The famous judgment of Paris was that Aphrodite was the famous was the first. So this means that Paris chose Aphrodite, she was a goddess, and to give her the apple because she is the first one. This means that he wanted her to give him the most beautiful woman in the world. Who was here? Who was this woman, do you think? She was Helen. How? Soon, on a diplomatic mission to Sparta, there was a diplomatic mission like kind of trading between Troy and Sparta. So Paris met there Helen. Helen was the world's most beautiful woman, and at the same time she was the Sparta's queen. So with the Aphrodite's help, the thing that she promised him, the two fell in love and eloped. Eloped means they fled or they ran away. Fled or run away. Okay, say both of them, they ran away. So when Menelaus, who was Menelaus? Helen's husband and king of Sparta. He couldn't persuade the Trojan to send his wife. Who are the Trojan? People who are living in Troy. They couldn't persuade the Trojan to send his wife. They refused. To send his wife Helen back. So he went to his brother Agamemnon, and he called on all Greek rulers or kings to honor a pact. A pact, it means like a deal Pact means a deal. They make a deal together and to go to Troy to fight to bring Helen home. The Greeks agreed and they sailed all of them to Troy. They laid a siege. Again, I told you a siege, it means like surrounding a place, making a siege to the city, but for 10 long years could not breach its impregnable walls. So breach means to break. They couldn't break for 10 years. They couldn't break. Impregnable. What the meaning of impregnable? Unable to break. Something unable to break. It means that it's impregnable. So what did they do? They started to think about something, a new tactic. War crimes and punishment. A new tactics. As I told you, Agamemnon was one of the key warriors of this war. He might have been a more powerful king, and we have also Achilles. He was also a superior warrior. But Odysseus, the third one, king of Ithaca, he was cleverest of them all. Why he was cleverest? He decided to, he devised. Devised means he, they say that invent. Devised, it means invent or bring something for the first time. Bring an idea for the first time. Invent, okay. Devised a scheme. What the meaning of a scheme? A plan. Invented a plan. What is it? In which the Greeks left a great wooden horse, this one in the picture, outside the walls of Troy and tricked the Trojan into taking it inside. They led the Trojan people of Troy to bring the horse inside the city. At night, the Greeks hiding inside the horse, and Odysseus was one of them, they slept out and unlocked the gates of the city and allowed their fellow warriors to come swarming into the city to defeat the Trojans and sack the city. Swarming means to enter a place with a huge number. The blue. Swarming, it means move in large numbers. Moving a large number. And the word sack, it means to, when they enter the city, they took everything, they steal everything. This is the meaning of sack. It means to steal, to plunder, and destroy. Okay. By the way, sack too has another meaning, to put something in a sack. Anyway, the fighting was brutal and destructive. King Brian, he was the father of Paris. He was killed, as I told you, while he was praying. The Greeks' behavior, because it was so brutal and savage, they angered many of the gods, who made their voyage home very difficult. Their journey to their home was very difficult. Odysseus was no exception. Odysseus was one of the key warriors and who surrender or who make Troy to fall down. He also gods got angry of him and they punished him. Following the Greek victory, he set sail for Ithaca, going back home, but he encountered a series of brillius. Brillius means risky. Brillius means risky. Misadventure that made his journey last for 10 years. So this is the adventure of the Odysseus that we are going to study in the first part. Now you can log out now and then rejoin again for the second session. Okay, thank you. Okay, let me share the screen. Welcome back. So this is the summary of the epic poem. Again, what is the epic poem? A long story written in a form of a poem. A long story written in a form of a poem. So this was written by Homer again, and the Odysseus, the second part, is a classic adventure story. It combines realistic elements of historical event with widely imagined scenes of fantastic places and creatures. Of course, this is here. Can you see this? This is the Cyclops, one-eyed giant. This is the Cyclops, one of the thing that Odysseus met in his way back home. So he told you that the Homer has combined two things: real elements of history, events or historical events, and he mingled them or mixed them with imagined scenes, with imagination, fantastic places and creatures. Of course, there is no cyclope like this in the real world. There is no monster of the sea like the one I let you saw. No lotus eater. We are going to speak about who are the lotus eater. The story maybe, or the adventure may be very interesting for people who like to read this kind of a story. I don't know what you think. Do you like to read those type of stories or not? No answer. Okay, thank you. Odysseus, the leader of courage, he was one of the brave, I told you, key warriors in this war, and he was one of the bravest warrior. He was daring and wit. He can wit means that he was so brilliant. He can follow his goal to return home after many years at war. He spent 10 years, 10 years in the war, and then because he wanted to go back home. On his journey back home, Odysseus encounters or meets many obstacles, like the lotus eaters, like the Cyclops, like the deadly sirens, and the sea monster Scylla. During his journey, he travels to also a land of the dead, and there he went to consult or ask for advice from someone called Tregus. Tregus, he one of the gods. Tregus, the Tregus lives in the land of the dead. He went there to ask him about what he needs to do to complete the journey, to reach his home. What the connection between this epic and the essential question? What is the essential question? What can we learn from a journey? What can we learn from a journey? Actually, what we are going to study is not the fully epic. It's an expert part of it, part of the Odysseus. There's very strong connection between this Odysseus and the essential question, because Odysseus in his way, he meets a different group of fascinating characters in his adventure along his journey. The ways he confronts or the ways he faced and respond to those challenges, of course, reveals a lot about his characters and taught him a lot of things too. And it reveals how much he was strong. He didn't want to give up early. He fought them till the end. There was a question we asked yesterday: how do personal strength and weakness shape a journey? Do you think that the strength of a person or the weakness of the person can shape a journey? And we said yes, that's right, because the Odysseus it shows the Odyssey. Sorry, to show the Odysseus' strengths, how he was very strong. He has great ability. He was clever, shrewd. He has a grateful mind. In order to invent brilliant tactics to just help himself to run away from all those conflict that he met in his way. He is not also in the meanwhile he is not without weakness. It means that he has a part of weakness, and we will see this weakness when he was very reckless, when he met the Cyclops, the one-eyed giant. One part of the story, when he was meeting the Cyclops, he managed to fled away from the Cyclops, but in the middle of the sea he started to mock the Cyclops. So he woke him up. He kept telling him, "Hey Cyclops, I have mocked you, I have tracked you, I'm running away, I'm escaping. Show me, how can you catch me?" So the Cyclops woke up, and he just brought a very huge rock and throw it over the boat of Odysseus, that make the boat just flip out upside down in the water. So he couldn't run. The Cyclops brought them back again to his cave. So this one of the point of his weakness, when he show recklessness, he's supposed to stay quiet till he leave the whole place. When does the journey matter? When the journey is more important than the destination. In this part, that from the tale of his 20-year-long adventure home. Why he said 20? Because he spent 10 years in a siege around Troy, and then another 10 years in going back home. Odysseus acquires the specific and crucial information to navigate adventures along the way. He learned how to control and rule his adventure in his way back home. Without the guidance he receives from Cyrus and the later Trajan, I told you that Trajan lived in the land of the dead. He went to them to just ask for his advice. So without their advice, his troubles would have been much worse. They helped him a lot. Let's start studying the concept of vocabulary, and I need here now to wake up to just start to read with me the examples, and then to predict the meaning of each word. Can I start with Zainab? Zainab, are you here? Okay, Joanna, are you here?
Yes.
Okay, read the first example. After Joanna, I want Ranim and Omar Ashraf. You will read the second Ranim, second example, third example Omar Ashraf. Joanna.
After the president fled the country, the
palace, yes,
was plundered by soldiers.
Can you explain what is the meaning of this sentence? What did you understand from this sentence? Not the meaning of the word, I mean the sentence only.
Okay.
Joanna. Right. The president. Joanna, are you going to explain?
Yes.
The president ran away from the country. It seemed that he did something wrong. So the palace, the place where he lived, was plundered by soldiers. Okay? Right. Thank you, Joanna. The second one.
He stole?
He's what?
He stole?
He did something wrong. We don't know, but that made him fled the country. It means to run away from the country.
Okay.
Ranim?
Tragically, the graves were plundered and the contents scattered.
Yes, did you understand the sentence?
And yes.
Okay, what is it?
Like the graves were spread.
What do you mean of graves?
Where people are, like dead people.
Yes, are buried.
Yes.
Where there are tombs for dead people. So the area of the graves were plundered and the contents scattered. They were everywhere. Okay, the third one, Omar Ashraf, are you there? عمر أشرف. No عمر أشرف. طيب نور هشام.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, the third example please.
Someone has been plundering funds from the company.
Someone has been plundering funds from the company. So what does this mean? Someone has been plundering funds from the company. Do you think that this person is doing something good or something bad?
Miss, I said that she stole. يعني he did something bad, miss.
Thank you. This is what I want. Now, can you guess what the meaning of plunder? Anyone? Yes. Can you guess what the meaning of plunder? If you want, you can raise your hand. Can you guess what the meaning of plunder?
Miss stole.
Okay. Let's hear the others. What do you think, Iman? What do you think, Zaina, Hassan, Kamal? You are annoying me, really, because I told you to I need you here to just participate. Okay, plunder, that's right, it means...
Hassan?
Too late. You are answering too late. To steal goods violently from a place. It means by force, especially during a war. If you remember, we have met this word, the word sack, when we said they sacked the city. The Greek people sacked Troy. It means that they have steal from it, or ransack or loot. All of them are synonym for the word plunder. This is the verb. You can meet the word plunder also as a noun, and it means valuable, stolen or taken by force. The things that are stolen by the thief by force. So like here, the thieves were promptly arrested when they tried to steal their plunder, the valuable thing that the thieves tried to steal. So again, plunder, the verb, it means to sack, to steal, to ransack or to loot. Any question about the word plunder? I consider it no. Okay.
No, miss, thank you.
Let's go to the second one. Fugitives. Let's pick up the three people who will read. Muhammad Itribi, Mahmoud Isam and Kamal, or Hassan. Muhammad Itribi, are you there? No. Mahmoud Isam, are you there? No. طيب Kamal, are you there? Hassan, are you there?
Yes.
طيب Hassan, Hannah Itribi, are you there?
Yes.
Okay, Habiba, are you there? Habiba Assam. So Iman Dawood. Iman, are you there? I need someone to read the third example. طيب, okay.
Yes, miss.
Okay, Mahmoud and Kamal you can't use, but you can Mahmoud and Kamal, you can get the meaning of the word and write it in the chat, and then I check it. Fine. So Hassan number 1, Hannah number 2, and Iman number 3. Yes, Hassan.
Thousands of fugitives are fleeing from the war-torn area.
Okay. What do you understand from this sentence? No, don't tell me the meaning of the word. Just what did you understand? Hassan.
أيوة. نعم.
Again, what did you understand from the sentence? Don't give me the meaning of the word. Just what did you understand from the sentence?
that there was a war in a place, and some people flew away or
Yeah.
flee away from the place so they can
Flee,
survive.
it means run away. Yes, flee. They.
Yes.
Okay.
سفر fly يعني fast to fly.
Yeah. No, what? What is past the flu? Yes, you mean flu type. Thank
Flu,
you. Yeah, thank you. Type. Excellent. We said Hannah, the second one.
Yes. Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid were fugitives from justice.
Okay, I will not ask about this meaning of the sentence because this you need to explain the meaning of the word itself. Iman.
They discovered that the slave was a fugitive.
No, fugitive.
Fugitive.
Yeah, that's right. So they discovered that the slave. Do you know what is the slave?
Yeah.
Okay, so they discovered that the slave was a fugitive. Now, what do you think was the meaning of the word fugitive? No,
like
not A, not A, not A.
the opposite. The opposite of freedom.
Iman, you mean what? You mean the slave?
No, fugitive.
Okay, so
fugitive.
keep the answer for yourself. I'm collecting from the other people. Kamal, I told you, and Mahmoud, if you know the answer, you can write it in the chat room, the chat box, I mean. Nothing. Okay. Let's, Hannah. Anyone else can predict what the meaning of fugitive? Type. Let me ask a question. Do you think the fugitive now are people who are can live freely in their own country? Is that correct? Is my sentence here correct or not? Adam Beher, can you answer? Adam Beher. طيب أحمد سامح. أحمد سامح. No one. طيب okay, Hannah, go on.
It means escapers.
Escapers. They are escaping from what? What they are escaping for يعني they are escaping from what? Of course, as long as we have war here, so they are escaping from danger, any source of danger. So fugitive, Iman, you have an idea or you have a prediction. What is it?
I said that fugitive mean the opposite of freedom, or they were like I don't know what to say. Nothing.
Well, fugitive number one, it's persons. They are not. It's not a noun. They are persons. We are speaking about a person, like we say thousands of fugitive. So we are speaking about people, and we are describing, or we are speaking about those people, or referring to them as fugitives. Why did we call them fugitive? Because they are running away from their own country because of there was like something threatening their life, whether it was death, disease, war, any kind of danger. So fugitives are people who are running away from their country because there was something threatening their life. Okay, so the fugitive again, it's a noun, a person who is running away or hiding from the police or dangerous situation. The synonym, runaway and refugee. Runaway and refugee. Not only, by the way, the police, I told you, dangerous situation. It could be a war, the war in their country, and they are running away to another country. We call those people who are running like the Syrian people. They ran away from the war in their country, and they came to live here in Egypt. We call them fugitive or refugees. Fugitive can act like an adjective too, which means it's something related to fugitive, like what? Fugitive families. I'm describing the family as fugitive because they are running away from their country for something threatening their life. Fugitive families who have fled the fighting in the cities are now trying to survive in the mountains. They ran away to the mountains to survive, to keep their life safe. Any question about fugitive? Any question about the word fugitive? Okay, it's no. Avenge.
No.
And I think avenge we have met this word before, so it would be easy for you. Let's pick up the people first. Again, I will ask Ahmed Sameh, are you there? No. Adam Beher. Adam Beher. Abdurrahman Hani. Okay, who wanna read?
Me.
Okay, go on, Noor.
He swore he would avenge his brother's death.
Do you know what the meaning of swore? It's a past of what verb?
Past of swear.
Swear, that's right. Excellent. Make an oath. He insisted to do something, so this means that he swore that he would avenge his brother's death. Did you understand something from the sentence?
Yes, I understand.
So what he's going to do? Don't mention the meaning of avenge. What he's going to do?
That he will take the revenge of his brother.
No, you
He
said
will kill.
Yes, he will hurt. Hurt. Let's say hurt.
Yes.
The person who killed his brother, right?
Yes, he will hurt or he will kill the one who killed his brother.
Yes, we don't know his intention, so we can't say kill. He will hurt, because maybe he will not kill. He will hurt him. He will send him to the police. Yani, maybe his intention not to kill him. Thank you.
Don't know. Okay.
We don't make trouble for him, Noor, please. Okay, the second one. Who wants to read? Number 2. Who wants to read?
Can I read?
Yes, go on.
In the second half of the movie, they team up to avenge the wrong done to them.
They team up. What do you mean? Do you know what the meaning of team up?
Gather?
Yeah, that's right. Excellent. They gathered, huddle, to avenge the wrongs done to them. This seemed that some people hurt them. They made wrongs to them. So they team up to avenge. Okay, the third one. Who want to read? Example number 3, Ranim. One of the people who answered me. Ranim.
Yes.
Yes, example 3.
At the end of the film, the murderer is killed by his victim's avenging girlfriend.
The murderer is killed by his victim's avenging girlfriend. So, what does this mean?
That at the end of the film, the murderer was killed by, like, he did something to this victim.
Yes,
so
who was
his
the victim?
girlfriend avenged.
Who was the victim?
Huh?
Who was the victim?
The boyfriend of the girlfriend.
Again, no. The victim was the girlfriend. She the one who the murder killed, and her boyfriend avenged her. So now, yes. So what do you think? What the meaning of the question to all of you? What the meaning of avenge? Do you think? What the meaning of avenge?
Revenge. To take revenge of.
To take revenge. That's right. Okay, here it is. Yes, thank you for your yes. This is what I need really. Okay, avenge, to do harm or to punish the person who was responsible for something bad done to you or to your family or friends. In order to do what? To get a fair situation. In order to have or achieve a fair situation, to be equal. You hurt me, I will hurt you. And this is not a good way, by the way. The synonym is requite, retaliate, revenge, and revenge, of course, the most easiest one. What is the opposite of the antonym? Absolve, forgive, excuse, condone. We say forgive. Let's say choose forgive. It means this is the opposite of avenge. To forgive someone, it means that you are not going to hurt him anymore. Okay, dispatch. Dispatch. Someone ready to read? Someone wanted to read? Dispatch. Two loads of cloth were dispatched to the factory on 12 December. Two loads, it's a huge amount of cloth. They were dispatched to the factory on 12 December. Within the second example, within seconds, the university police can identify the exact origin of the alarm and dispatch officers to investigate. It means that there was an alarm has been worked in university, and within seconds the police will recognize or identify the reason or the origin of this alarm, and they are going to dispatch the officers to investigate in order to question them, to ask them what happened. The reporter dispatched the messenger with urgent news. The reporter, like the newspaper reporter, the people who are writing the reports, dispatched a messenger with urgent news, with very critical and important news. What do you think? What would be the meaning of dispatch? What would be the meaning of dispatch?
Maybe miss or send off.
Who's there?
Zina.
Really? Do you know how many times I called your name?
My miss, the network. Even I didn't
This
join
is the common excuse, the network. My network is not working well.
Yes, wallahi, my network.
Yes, I believe you. I'm just annoying you. Okay, so dispatched, you said means what?
Mail or send off.
Yes, excellent. It means send, to send something. What do you think it would be the antonym?
Taken from.
Receive. Can we say
Yes.
receive? Okay. So in the first example, two loads of clothes were dispatched, were sent to the factory. The second one, the police, they are going to identify the exact origin of the alarm, and they will send the officers to investigate, to just inquire about or question about what happened. The reporter sent the messenger with urgent news, followed by urgent views. So it means to send off. Okay, what is this? To send off or away with speed. Yani it means that we have here quickly, sending something quickly. We have consign or send synonym, and the opposite is receive. Ventured. We have a word that's so close to this word. What is it? What do you think? We have a word so close to the word ventured. What is it? It's not difficult. If you just add two letters to this word, it would change to a word that you know.
Adventure.
Yes, that's right, adventure. And you will find the meaning of venture so close to the adventure. Someone wants to read the example?
May I?
Okay, go on.
We ventured out into the woods.
Yes, we ventured out into the wood. Okay, the second one? Someone wants to read? Okay, the writer ventured on a new project. He wanted to start a new project. Maybe it's writing a new book or something, and he ventured by doing this. The third example, it's important to plan carefully before venturing on a long journey. Before venturing for a long journey. So what do you think of the meaning of venture? What do you mean of ventured? What the meaning of adventure generally? Make an adventure, it means like an adventure, it means.
Parkour.
Again? I didn't hear you.
Parkour.
What the meaning of this word? Sorry. Making an
Means
adventure.
parkour means, you don't know the parkour?
You are saying the word again, Noor, and I don't understand it really. Maybe I'm not hearing it well. But
Yes, parkour is making an adventure. Yes.
okay,
It's
so
the same. This is the yes.
you mean this is the synonym for the word? Okay, can you write it in the chat so I can write it down and search about it? The adventure
Okay,
anyway. Adventure anyway is not kind of entertainment all the time. The adventure sometimes it's a risk, part of risk or gambling. So don't think that venture it means that you are making an adventure, which is something to entertain yourself. No, not all the time. No, I didn't know this word actually. So I will copy it and then search it. Okay, thank you, Noor. You said what the meaning of ventured again? If someone can guess what Noor said parkour, which means?
Travel.
No, not travel actually. It's doing something risky. Travel, it means that you know that you are going to a place, but there's no risk here. But venture, you do something, but you don't know whether it will be safe for you or not. Making an adventure, like I told you. An adventure is different from a journey. A journey, yes, I'm going to Alexandria, to North Coast, to Hurghada, to spend some funny times and to entertain there. But the make an adventure, you are doing something, but you don't know if it would be risky or not, it would be safe or not. So the venture to risk going somewhere or doing something that might be dangerous or unpleasant, we don't know. Or to risk saying something that might be criticized. You say a word, venture, you say a word, but you don't know, this word would be risky because it might be you are criticizing someone, you are commenting badly on something. So the synonym is gamble or risk. Gamble or risk. The opposite is save, protect, and guard. To save, protect, or guard. Venture could be a noun too, which means adventure. The last word is tactics. I think tactics we have met it too in our social study lesson, Genghis Khan. I think we will have to change our marketing tactics. We need to agree tactics before the game. These bomb attacks represent a change of tactics by the terrorists. So what the meaning of tactics do you think?
Strategy.
Yes.
Strategy.
Strategy, yes. Strategy.
Yes. This one.
A strategy, that's right. Or anyone else? There was
maybe plans.
A plan, that's right. That's the simplest meaning. We had met a word in the background that I read with you together about the Trojan War. I told you that Odysseus, he had this tribe, what? It was the idea of the wooden horse. Scheme. Tactic, a planned way of doing something. It means approach, strategy, technique, and scheme. All of them means a plan. This is the simplest meaning, plan. Okay, those are the, no need for that. Those are the main concept vocabulary. I'm done. I finished. You are going to receive the homework about those words on your LMS today. Any question? You will not go right now because I want to tell you something. I just will close the recording. Any questions? Any questions?
No.
Okay, thank you. Stay. Thank you. And I'm waiting for you. Inshallah, you know, we have another session next Sunday online. لا sorry, not Sunday, it's Tuesday. It will be another online session. Okay, bye.
Miss Iman,